Oh, are we starting over?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Rowdy.com Big Three. I'm Bug Fever, he's Bassmasters, that's Buzz Cutler. We talk NASCAR racing.
For issue number 1, later on today, we will find out who comprises the sophomore class in the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
David Pearson, Mortal Lock.
Last night on Twitter, where Kenny Wallace can often be found, he was saying, look, the NASCAR Hall of Fame is getting such a late start when you compare it to when the sport actually started. We need to enshrine more than 5 guys a year to catch up.
I agree. And we should have last year started with like 25 guys to seed the hall. Otherwise, guys are going to be dead before they get in there, and then we're not going to hear the heart-warming, heart-wrenching acceptance speeches. I've always thought it was crazy. I mean, 2020 before we get some of these guys in there. It's just insane.
I understand where you're coming from on this and where Kenny's coming from on this, and you guys are actually right. It's going to be a shame, I think, when certain guys who are definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame but just aren't yet pass away before they get in. That's going to be a real bummer. On the other hand, if you catch up all at once, are there really, with a sport of this size, are there really going to be 5 guys? Once you're all the way caught up, are there really going to be 5 guys every single year that you need to enshrine, or 5 women? I mean, it's just, I think at some point it's like there aren't going to be 5 Hall of Famers produced every year once you're all the way caught up.
My question is, should living versus dead be criteria for votes into the Hall of Fame?
No, but that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, someone who's going to be in the Hall of Fame anyway, but just isn't yet because we're doing it in this slow fashion, what a shame that is that we can't go ahead and get them in before they pass away.
And get that great speech they had to say.
I mean, I'm worried for me.
All right, issue number 2. This weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the 37-car Front Row Motorsports will be sporting the Andy Griffith paint scheme. I'm sure there are lots of other classic TV shows that are worthy of the honor of adorning a NASCAR Sprint Cup car. Which shows come to mind for you guys?
Oh, you got to go with Batman and the Batmobile and the classic. I'm talking about the classic old school Batman.
Zoinks!
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about...
Yeah, Zoinks was more Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it was more Scooby-Doo. Holy whatever was more Batman. I think Batman, you have to start with Batman. Obviously, anything with a number in it, like Adam 12 or Car 54, Where Are You?
How about
Cutler? What
about Dynasty? Or MASH.
Well, but what is that? Why is that NASCAR?
Yeah, why is
because they're classic shows, and they should.
But that's just arbitrary.
Why is Andy Griffith NASCAR specific?
Well, that wasn't our choice, as you'll recall. That was actually something that is.
Well, for Andy Griffith is Southern centric.
Well,
he had a patrol car. Come on, I get Andy Griffith, but Dynasty?
Yeah.
I mean, how about My Mother the Car?
I don't even remember that show.
Yeah, well.
How about Knight Rider?
Knight Rider, Knight Rider, I get Knight Rider, but is
there any way at all we can work Buffy and Jody into this? Any way at all? I mean, I'm searching for some kind of rationale for this, but Buffy, Jody, Mr. French, I don't know. It's just
a family affair.
Yeah. Sebastian Cabot.
I can do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Brian Keith, who was the father in Family Affair, was also in the movie Hooper, starring Burt Reynolds as the world's greatest stuntman, and did lots of car stunts.
You can't do degrees of separation, Cutler.
Well, you asked me for validation, and I was just trying to.
Thank you for trying.
How about the Winnie the Pooh car?
All right, for issue number 3, let's talk about Kenny Francis following Casey Kane to Red Bull. Everybody assumes that means Alan Gustafson's going to go to the 88, but after this season, do we still think Alan Gustafson is the world's greatest crew chief?
I think Alan Gustafson is fine, but I question your premise a little bit. I think this move is more about the fact that, well, if you listen to Casey Kane, Buck, Casey and Kenny kind of love each other.
They heart each other.
Kenny Francis, to me, is as good as anybody in the garage, and we have a great relationship, and we communicate really well. Seems like we figure things out pretty quickly. So I really like working with Kenny. Hopefully I'll work with him for a long time because I really like Kenny Francis.
Look, it makes sense as a scenario if you say, well, if Dale Jr. has another crappy season in 2011, we still got Casey Kane and Kenny Francis as a pair. We could bring them over together and slide Alan Gustafson over to help out Jr. I think that's a great backup plan, but I do not think that's Rick Hendrick's primary plan.
No.
he still thinks there's potential for Lance McGrew and Dale Jr. to succeed. Otherwise, he would not keep those guys together.
Really, though? I mean, are we talking about another crap-filled season for Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
Because next year, Junior's going to turn it around.
I mean, what is Junior going to become, Jamie McMurray all of a sudden? I mean,
no, to do that, he would have to go back to DEI.
Well, maybe he should.
No.
Work for Jamie. I don't know. I just can't believe we're actually talking about 2012 and Dale Jr.
It's a little discouraging, Buck, but I think that's Junior fans thinking that the Lance McGrew experiment has failed.
I mean, they call him Lance.
But I don't think Rick Hendrick thinks the Lance McGrew experiment has failed, and that's the difference.
He's not Lance McGoober to Rick?
No, he's not Lance McGoober to Rick, despite the call. The call on Sunday was not good, but if you look at it, Junior wasn't horrible at a track that he's been horrible at in the past. It's too early to say the thing is not going to work. I understand the skepticism. I understand the fear. I don't think it's clear it's going to work either. But Rick Hendrick has not played this hand out yet. If he had, he would find another crew chief for Dale Earnhardt Jr. And he's not doing that as far as we know. All right, that's been your Rowdy.com Big 3 for today. Do join us at Rowdy.com. You can comment on these videos now. You can comment on people's blogs. There are lots of forums over there. So please, if you have a chance, sign up, join us, make some comments, raise a ruckus, do whatever you got to do.
Raise a ruckus.
Raise a ruckus.
Raise the roof, man.
Aren't you supposed to do that when you do that? $4 Fever on Mass Matt. We'll see you next time, Andy.
Bye, Andy.
Oh.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.